Welcome to Bunny Bet for round 7 NRL tips. Just to quickly recap on how we went last week. Last week finally had a pretty decent week, 7-1. The only game that I got wrong was the Parramatta Eels games, and of course I should have picked the Eels, should have known that the Eels would bounce back, but I didn't pick it, so I can't claim it. And more importantly, we won our bunny bet. We had Brisbane, and now the bunny is up to $1.97. So let's get into our round 7 tips. And this will be an interesting week. Some tough ones here, some sort of good easy ones, I feel. And 3 teams, Roosters, Brisbane and Eels, sitting just outside the 8, which I still know it's a bit early. It's only round 7, but if they do not start winning games soon and the teams above them keep winning games, these 3 teams might be in trouble, find it hard to get into the 8. So I'm sure that they will be feeling the pressure and they will be wanting to bring their A game this week, which I guess all teams are, but they will be feeling the pressure more. So having said that, let's look at our first team just outside the 8s, the Roosters taking on the Storm. So Tedesco and Walker are back, but also for Melbourne is Big Nelson. This is a tough one. This is an absolutely do not bet game as far as I'm concerned. Do not bet on this one. But I'm going to pick the Storm here to win this one. I think they've got the slightly better team, and I think they're just a little bit more polished. I mean, who knows with the Roosters? If the Roosters can come out and they can just hang on to the ball and play the game that they play so well when they're rolling, if they can play that, then yes, I think they could win this. And I know they have been a bit rusty, but on that, some teams, I remember watching last year, game after game, it's just rusty, they'll get over it, and they never did. And I'm beginning to wonder if Roosters will really, whether it is just rust or whether it is actually more the team. Then we have Dragons versus Warriors. Now, Warriors should win this game easy enough, and they are my pick. But I don't know. I've just got this uneasy feeling about this game. I don't know why in particularly, but Warriors are doing well. They're flying high. They had a very tough game last week. Whether that's going to affect them at all with this one. And Dragons can be sneaky good, especially when they're at home. Warriors should win, and it's probably worth a bet on, but I don't know why. I've just got a strange feeling about Dragons. Then we have the Eels taking on the Dolphins at home, and the Dolphins' injury list just keeps growing now with the Hammer and Milford out. So with that, I have to go the Eels here. I think the Eels are also just out of the 8, as I was mentioned. So I think that they have a very strong chance of winning, and I'm so confident in them. They are my first bunny bet for this week. So the bunny's balance at the moment is $1.97. We're going to get that $1.97, put on the Eels for $1.39. Then we have the Panthers at home, off the bye, taking on the Tigers. Panthers easy. I think we all know that. If you're watching other tips and videos, like I'm sure there's no one backing the Tigers. Panthers should do it easy. The question is by how much? 13.5 points is a lot, and I hate betting on money lines because I don't know, for whatever reason it is. Look at Storm last 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago they beat Brisbane Broncos by 2 points. Then they come out the next game and they beat Bulldogs by 2 points. It's like some teams do just enough to cross the line and get the win. I don't think that's going to happen here with the Panthers, though. I mean, off the bye, and Panthers love to put the foot down. Panthers love to just keep the foot on the throat and keep going on with the job. I think the honeymoon period for the Tigers is over. Literally, it was just the start of the year. Some of the lower teams, they know if they can just be more aggressive at the start of the year, they're going to get some wins, because I think some of the top teams, they prefer to come good near the end of the year. I think Panthers can cover the 13.5 here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my second bunny bet, on the Panthers at -5.5 points for $1.35. Then we have the Titans taking on the Eagles. The Titans are at home and the Titans are looking better. But the Eagles have got some more players coming back this week. And look, I think the Titans will win a game soon, definitely. They might even upset a team. But I just don't think it's going to happen this weekend against the Eagles. So Eagles is my pick, and I think Eagles is probably worth a bet here, but I'm definitely not risking any of the Bunnies' balance on them. Our last Saturday game, we've got the Broncos taking on the Raiders in Brisbane. The Broncos are flying high. The Raiders, as we saw again, they faded away against the Titans, and I don't know if it's issues with fitness or whether they just feel that they're ahead and they're letting their foot off the pedal, or whatever the saying is. Sorry, a little bit distracted. As mentioned before, Broncos, I believe, are currently 10th on the ladder, and I'm sure that irks them quite a lot. And watching the Gambling Kiwi, his video tips predictions for this week, and he's mentioned that Brisbane obviously got State of Origin coming up. They'll be losing players for that, so they will be looking to win now before State of Origin. And we've seen that the Broncos are a fit team; they can last 80 minutes. The Raiders can't. So and I am just so confident this week in the Broncos. For that reason, I am putting my third bunny bet, which I'm loading up free bunny bets now. Putting my third bunny bet on the Broncos at $1.41, which I believe takes the total to $2.64. So if we have $1.97 at $2.64, hopefully we'll make $5.21 this week. I must say though that haven't placed the bet yet because I'm waiting till tomorrow, because I think on Thursdays Sportsbet they bring in the bet return bets. So I'm going to wait, as it's free legs. Sportsbet have a free leg bet return, so I'm going to wait till tomorrow, and hopefully I can still get those same odds. But if I don't, I'll update next week's video with whatever those correct odds were. So our first Sunday game, Bulldogs taking on the Knights. This is going to be a really interesting game, a really tough one to pick. This is a definite no-bet game. Kickout is just looking awesome. Hopefully for Newcastle's sake, they have a plan to deal with Kickout. I'm sure they've been working on some way to try and neutralise him. This is a really tough one to pick, and I know a lot of people are going for the Bulldogs, but I'm going to go for the Knights here. I think they have the slightly better team, and the brilliance of Ponga when he gets going. But this is definitely another no-bet game. I would not touch this game at all. And finally, the Sharks versus the Cowboys. Two teams that can be pretty inconsistent at times, especially the Sharks. It seems to be that whenever I buy into Sharks stock, whenever I believe the Sharks are going to do it, they turn around and lose. And then when I feel that they're hopeless, they turn around and win. And they don't mind losing at home either to teams that they shouldn't lose to. I just cannot get a read on the Sharks. I think the Cowboys have probably got a bit more polish about them, and they do have a pretty good team, and Cowboys will be my pick here, but this is absolutely a no-bet game. I wouldn't even go anywhere near it. So that's my picks for round 7. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment even. I'd love to hear what your tips are. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are, and I'll see you next week. Thank you.